I want to share with you a piece of Torah wisdom, a way of living in the world that will make you into a more grateful and appreciative person. Shalom, my name is Noach, and welcome to my Torah Thoughts channel, a place where I, as a rabbi and psychotherapist, delve into the areas of Judaism, mental health, and personal growth. So let's dive into one way to become a more appreciative person. In the Jewish tradition, every day of the week is unique. Each day has its own energy, its own way of fitting into the 7-day divine cycle. Maybe one day we'll dive into the mechanics of each and every day's power. But for now, let's talk about the day. Let's talk about the day of days, the day that has a little bit of heaven in it, Shabbos. How we live on Shabbos carries over into the week ahead and therefore affects every day of our lives. Each day is unique, and each day has a song. At the end of every shachrit, at the end of every morning prayer, we do say a song of the day. And we start that song with a kavanah, some words of declaration before the actual song, the psalm. And we say Hayom Yom. Let's say it's Sunday. We say Hayom Yom Rishon. Today is the first day. And then we say Bashabbat. So every day of the week, we say, this is the first day of the week, Bashabbat, which denotes the sort of like in or with a sense of on, a sense of withness of Shabbos, that every day of every song of the day has its own unique melody, but it's carried over, it's connected to the Shabbos, it's connected to the energy of Shabbat. It has a way of infusing itself into every day of the week. So what is the song of Shabbos? What is this unique melody of the seventh day of the week? And I think what's so nice is King David kind of sums it up for us in very, very simple terms in his in one of the Psalms. He says, Mizmor Shir Yom HaShabbat, a song, a hymn for the Sabbath day. What is this special melody, this unique, mystical melody of the seventh day? Tov lehodos l'Hashem. It's good to thank Hashem. That's the melody of Shabbos. The melody of Shabbos is the goodness of gratitude, the goodness of Hakaras HaTov with full heart and full soul. Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon, to sing songs, zmirot, to Hashem the Most High. That is the energy of the day of Shabbos. That is the song that we want to then bring into our hearts and make it so real for ourselves. Because one day of the week, if we can enter into that day and become Tov L'Hodos L'Hashem, a person of complete gratitude, that is the kind of thing that every day of the week we can say, Hayom Yom Rishon B'Shabbat. Today is the first day of the week, but it's infused because of that Shabbat. Every other day of the week becomes special because of that. So Shabbos is the day of gratitude, the day of Hakaras HaTov. And we see this reflected in a halacha that we, as part of our prayer service, need to know about. One way we can find this source about the halacha that I want to share is from the Jerusalem Talmud by Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. He says it very simply, Asur lisvoat rachav b'Shabbos. You're not allowed to pray for your needs on Shabbat. The days of the week are to focus, if there's, God forbid, chesronot, God forbid, things that are missing, we're praying for. We're trying to fill the world with better things. We're trying to build the physical world. We're trying to contribute to all different parts of life and culture and family. We're constantly focused on making things better and improving things. That's what the days of the week are for. And on Shabbos, we don't want to be focused on the week ahead yet. We don't want to be focused on the week prior. We want to be focused on the beauty of the day, this pause from the doing, this pause from needing more to being with. And that is something that is very hard for us to do if we're constantly praying for our needs. And this actually is brought out very interestingly that it's also a controversy whether we should be praying for our spiritual needs. Now, it comes out that we really can pray for our spiritual needs on Shabbat, but there's this idea that even for spirituality, we want to have a sense of Tov L'Hodos L'Hashem. We want to have a sense of gratitude, a pause, and a stopping from needing to fill more, to be more. That's what Shabbos is about, and it's reflected in the laws of prayer. So what is one way that we can connect to the song of Shabbat? We can connect to that melody, that unique, beautiful melody that's coming down during this special day. During the weekday, as I mentioned, and it's reflected in the Shemona Esrei, the prayer service that we say 3 times a day, there's a lot of things in the middle blessings. The first 3 blessings are about our connection to God consciousness, which is, of course, every day of the week. And the last part is prayers of thanksgiving and for peace. But in between, there's praying in the plural. We're praying for the Jewish people. We're praying for all these other things. We're praying for wisdom and insight and parnasa and all sorts of things. But during Shabbos, we actually don't do that. Instead, when we get to the 4th blessing, we say, Yismach Moshe b'matanas chelko, that Moshe was joyous in the gift of his portion, the matana of his chelik in life. And we've talked about this idea of being happy with your chelik. with what you have in this world. That's the energy of the day that we are saying that started with Moshe, that Moshe was happy with what he had in life. Ki eved ne'eman karasalo. He was a servant of Hashem. This is what we want to be doing on Shabbos. This is, of course, a riff. This tefillah is kind of a riff on the Mishnah where we say, Ezu Ashir ben Zoma, who's rich, somebody who's Sameach Bechelko, who's focusing on the gratitude he has, the wealth that he has within and the wealth that he has around him. This is really what Shabbos is about. It's about collecting the chelek that you do have, focusing on that, cultivating a sense of real, deep, heartfelt appreciation. That's what we want to do on that day. And that's why we say on this fourth prayer, not asking for wisdom, insight, and knowledge, which we do during the week. We actually just want to enter and tap into, because this is the middle blessing called Mekadesh Shabbat. This is the middle blessing of sanctifying Shabbat. How do we do that? Focusing on the song of the day, which is thankfulness. So just two quick ways that we can do this on our Shabbos in a practical way. Number one, during the meal, we have a pause between when we wash our hands and then we have hamotzi. And people are often waiting around, maybe doing some humming. That's actually an opportunity for me. I personally, in that moment, I try to first just look around, be so thankful, God willing, for the people that I'm with, and just the life that I have. I focus on things that I'm thankful for as much as possible. And it's really a moment just to collect and appreciate and to bring that song into my heart. And so that moment, that 10 seconds, that 20 seconds, that 30 seconds, whatever it is, my wife makes the hamotzi, the blessing on the bread. I just in that moment try to appreciate, to enter into that song. And then during the meal, perhaps you can take 2 or 3 or 4 minutes to go around the table for people to share an opportunity for them. What makes them feel so much hakaras hatov, tov lodos l'Hashem, a sense of it's good to thank Hashem. What are they thankful for? It could be the people there, people that they interacted with during the week, whatever it is, things that they're grateful for that bring them into that consciousness of the day, that focus on what we have, because that magic will infuse the rest of the week. As we say in every song of the day, we incorporate Shabbat from there, because every melody has to have gratitude. And it starts that's the training station, the charging station, is the being day of Shabbos and the gratitude that we can cultivate. So whatever you can do, whether you keep full Shabbos, whether you keep 10 minutes of Shabbos, one meal of Shabbos, during that time, when you keep Shabbos, you want to be in a state of the Shabbos song. And just another quick tip on the negative side, what to refrain from is complaining. You don't want to open your mouth and use your lips on Shabbat to take away from that song by complaining, by focusing on any, God forbid, negativity. I hope this was helpful. I'm wishing you a Shabbat Shalom Umevorach, a peaceful and blessed Shabbos.